A lot of them make a lot of just passes at me. Wife's next door. You know, like let's not go there. Here's how I lost my job at my Christmas party last year. So my profession is an accountant. So we all know what accountants are typically like. Working your way up as a woman is hard enough in general, you know, especially in the corporate world, especially in accounting and like financing, IT, anything like that. You best believe in them board meetings. I'm the only girl. There's no other girl. It's like 50-year-old men surrounded by me. And the setup of this company was always just a bit weird to me. Not weird, but weird. CEO was a joint CEO. It was a husband and a wife. And the wife did a lot of kind of like the HR people part, whereas the husband he just worked with us managers, and like he did a lot of the meetings, he did a lot of the numbers. We have always had good Christmas parties. The CEO just always, I'm gonna call him, love to give him a name, let's call him Mark, and then let's call his wife Michelle. So Mark and Michelle would always put on such good Christmas parties. Everyone loved them. There was maybe like 15 of us, including Mark and Michelle, so it really weren't like a huge company at all.
Chloe is sharing a nightmare Christmas party story. This has got to be one of the worst things you can do at a work gathering.
So this current year, Mark and Michelle were having some issues. And as a company, we did kind of know this just because it was very apparent in like their behaviors. And the reason I mentioned I was part of the managers, it's a very male orientated and I'm the only girl, is because a lot of them married, for one, but also make a lot of just passes at me, and like I'm so used now to like shoving it off and just being like, oh, like whatever, they're just old creepy men. And Mark has always been one of them people as well who has just always made comments, and like I have always thought, wife's next door, you know, like let's not go there. By the time the Christmas party came, we generally think Mark and Michelle were like filing for divorce. Like that's how serious we thought it got as a team. And I feel like you can kind of see where this is going, but basically at the work Christmas party I got very drunk. Okay, and I just don't like what I do when I'm drunk. So there is one guy who I work with, and let's call him James. James is 22, he's basically my age, and I think there's always just been that sort of tension between us. And at the work Christmas party we ended up making out, and it wasn't in a private space, it was kind of directly at the dinner table. It weren't hidden. James actually went home quite early that night. He had stuff to do the next morning. However, I feel like the other men kind of thought this was a go ahead, that I was about to start making out with all of them. And I did. I don't know why. And by everyone, I mean Mark as well. Do you know what makes this worse? In front of Michelle. So that was actually our last working day. I had to live with about a week and a half of fear of going back to work.
The worst part of this story is still to come. Chloe finds stories like this one online and then retells them in her videos.
I received a meeting invitation and it was literally for the next day, and it was with both Mark and Michelle. I kind of knew straight away at that point that I was literally about to lose my job, and I did.
That has got to be one of the wildest work Christmas party stories I have ever heard. In the comments, people really wanted to be supportive, with one person saying, "Bestie, I tried being on your side, I promise." While another said, "This is the point I would be evaluating my relationship with alcohol." As always, thanks for watching Happiest. If you like this video, then be sure to follow our other social pages for more videos like this. And if you have any of your own videos you'd like to share, be sure to send them in.